Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So good to see you all. It finally happened. After 3 years of playing Genshin Impact and only one reason that I actually continue to keep playing, C6 Keqing. The character that I started playing Genshin for and who was my favorite character for many years to come until Ayaka. So I guess not years, but you get what I'm saying. This is the first standard banner character that I have C6'd, and I honestly never thought it was going to happen. But of course, as you play more and more, 3 years is a long time, you already know it's going to happen. So, as you guys just saw, she was completely ungeared. So what did I do? I had to go ahead and gear her, of course. I want to make sure that she's at her top-notch form so we can do a damage test. So, right now, she is rocking the Primordial Jade Cutter, 83 over 244, 4-piece Thundering Fury, making sure that we're proccing off all the Dendro, applications we can. C6, of course, and talent levels of 12, 10, 12, and 12. So this character right now, I think she has like 93 Elemental Mastery and 111% Energy Recharge. Obviously a little bit lower on the ER than what we would like, but oh well. So my artifacts, pretty darn good. I focus more on crit damage and attack considering I have so much crit rate from the Primordial Jade Cutter. So this piece right here fits perfectly on her, that Elemental Mastery and 42% crit damage. In order to get that piece on her though, I had to sacrifice and use this really crappy Electro Damage Goblet. And it is just subpar. I mean, the fact that I'm rocking 244 crit damage, 83 crit rate with this piece tells me that I could easily be 260, 270 crit damage. And then obviously an average crit damage crown. So overall, she is looking ready to start farming, right? Farming these mobs out here to see kind of what is the max potential of a C6 well-built standard character, and does she compare to Keqing 2.0 in Alhaitham. That's something that I want to put in this video as well. So we're going to head over to the Guardian of the Desert King. And obviously he's going to be a little bit easier. He doesn't move. And he's got a medium to higher amount of health. So hopefully my Keqing at C6 can mop him up. Oh, we can see, yep, okay, there we go. We can see some big numbers there, 20,000 for each swipe. So you're talking about 40,000 per charge attack. Not bad, looking pretty good. Now, one thing I do want to say is that Keqing is doing these showcases. Oh, by the way, moving over to the Primordial Geo Bishop. We are going to be doing this with food buffs. So I will be using the 5-star Adeptus Temptation, another health boosting food, which I don't know the name of because it's just one of those oddballs that I found in my inventory, and then the essential oil for Electro to make sure that I'm getting a little bit extra damage pumped out from my Keqing than usual. I think it's like plus 25% elemental damage. So with that all in mind, we're going to go ahead and challenge Raiden now. We know that she has 1.3 million HP. I am using double Hydro for a little bit of a HP boost there. And obviously the more HP for Yelan and all that good stuff, she does a little bit more damage. We got Mona, she's C4, so she gives me plus 15% crit rate, and she also gives me the Omen buff of whatever the hell it is, 900% damage and some kind of other elemental damage bonus. And then Keqing in herself is just going off. I mean, overall, Keqing does some pretty decent damage. It just takes a higher skill level because you got to be able to charge attack and manage your stamina with dodging and with charge attacking, since we both know that they cost stamina. With that being said, I could have finished her with Yelan here, made it even quicker, a little bit smoother, but because this was a Keqing showcase, I really wanted to finish it with Keqing, so I didn't even bother switching off. This was Keqing's moment, not Yelan's. Now we're going to go over to the special new boss. It is that stupid all-devouring Narwhal, which I'm kind of sad because the music playing and all that good stuff is usually pretty chill, really fun, it's bumping, it makes you happy and all that good stuff, but for some reason, when I went into my inventory and tried to get all of the buffs that I wanted to put on, it decided to cut the music out. Not really sure kind of how that worked or why. But anyways, you can see the big fat whale over here is good. Whale, I said. The all-devouring Narwhal is getting his booty kicked. He's about to try to get up, and we're going to make sure that we finish him off, as we should after all. So, with that being said, that is pretty much the damage showcase. She does a pretty good amount. I'd say her ceiling is those 40k charge attacks that she does, which is still beautiful, but it is going to obviously play into a fact that her stamina is going to be consumed. They're going to have to manage that. Now, just for perspective, this is a C0R1 Alhaitham with with food buffs here, right? you could say, I'd say relatively the same amount of speed, a little bit slightly different teams. You know, you're going for Hyper Bloom versus Keqing and also Hyper Bloom, so it was the same concept, mostly the same characters, slightly different, and my official in these videos is a little bit more beefed up thanks to that new Wanderer's Trope artifact set. But either way, here's another damage showcase to really put it in perspective for you guys. He is C0R1 and he does not have any food buffs, right? All of my previous showcases with C6 Keqing does have food buffs. Let's see the damage output against this Primo Geo Vishap and see how it compares. This is actually insane. Like, look how much damage he just did. He still had 3 full mirrors on with the ability to get 2 more because of my charge attack and then obviously my skill. So to give you perspective on how good is he, Al-Haytham is probably a top 10 DPS in the game. Maybe a top 5. He's pretty darn good. I mean, there's Nuvalet, Ayaka for her burst, Hu Tao for her charge attack. Who else is there that I'm missing? I guess Eula for her burst too, but that's really all she's good for. There's a few others like Ito's in there. I would say that Al-Haytham's probably top 5 in the game. And he at C0R1, he does have a signature weapon, but it is R1. He's level 90. The weapon's level 90. It was pretty much even, or she was even outclassed because I didn't have food buffs on that final Primo Vishap. So it's like, is she good? Is she fun? Yes and yes. Is she meta defining? No. Will she ever be the best unit or best choice? No. But was she absolutely worth it? Maybe, depending on your preferences. Like I said, right now, she was one of those characters that I wanted in the very beginning of the game. I remember sitting there for months talking about, man, I want Keqing so bad. Man, I want Keqing so bad. I hope I pull her. I hope I pull her. Every time I got a 5-star, I was like, I hope I get her. I want her so bad. If I lose the 50-50, please be Keqing. And now I have her at C6. I pulled 7 copies in the last 3 years. And now I'm just like, dang, all these units they released, she's been power crept up to hoo-ha. You know what I mean? So unless you're a whale and you're getting her early in the game, like that Keqing, C6, that damage, 40,000. Well, I guess it wouldn't be because of the artifacts. You'd have lesser artifacts. That's 3 years worth of farming. But the point I'm making is, if you had that Keqing with slightly less damage at the beginning of the game, where everything is just hilly churls in the abyss, yeah, you would absolutely be slapping. But now she's been power crept. Now she's a lot less of a unit compared to what we got coming out at C0R1. The comparison is kind of crazy. So, Keqing, awesome character. Still one of my favorites. You know that I bought the Opulent Splendor outfit for her because, like, I had to. She's a beautiful character who has a beautiful aesthetic and great lore as well. But C6, not as strong as you obviously would hope for a character that you've been hoping for the last 6 years, or sorry, 3 years. I don't know how I just doubled my time frame like that. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed today's content, and subscribe. It costs you nothing if you're not already. It helps out the channel, and it kind of gets us out there to a larger scope of people. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Ad Astra, Abe Sask.